All right, guys, happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend, kind of a rainy Sunday, but hopefully this week it'll start clearing up. Today we have 5 rounds of a 50-foot walking lunge, 30 squat jumps, and 30 tuck jumps. 5 rounds, 4 time. I know that we've been doing some equipment loans, so some of you guys are now getting kettlebells and dumbbells. Once again, use items around your house as well if you don't have stuff, but we can sub our squat jumps today. We're going to sub them for 15 left single arm thrusters, 15 right single arm thrusters, so that's an option that if since we're jumping twice here, you can take the squat jumps out and do a single arm thruster as well. If we talk about scaling the workout, we're going to think about reducing the rounds, so maybe 3 to 4, depending on your conditioning, your ability level. We could scale the reps, so if you're going to be jumping a lot here, we can think about scaling the reps down to 15, 20. We can also scale the distance of the walking lunge, cutting that down to 30, 40 feet, right? And then when we talk about scaling our thrusters, we can think about scaling the weight on the dumbbells as well, or whatever you have as well. And maybe you have a lightweight dumbbell. Maybe you actually scale up. Maybe you add more reps to the thruster, or maybe you add a pause at the bottom of the squat or a pause overhead if the dumbbell weight is light and not as challenging. So you can add those pauses in there as well.
Okay, specifically for our warm-up, we're doing, like we were saying, 30 seconds of high knees, which our high knees, bring our knees up as high as we can, maybe even hand touch, 30 seconds. And then 30 seconds of butt kickers, so bring those feet up as high as you can, your heels touching your butt. Spider-Man lunges, we want to get down as deep as possible and stretch those hips, do a little push-up at the bottom. 30 seconds of those. You'll get a few of these in every round. Samson stretch. It's a nice long lunge. We're doing lunges today, so we want to open up those hips, okay? Both sides, over 30 seconds. And then 30 seconds of tempo air squats, 5 seconds down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shoot up, okay? So you'll get about 3 of those in per round, 3 rounds each movement.
We rolling?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to go over the movements of the WOD. Once again, we're looking at 5 rounds for time. The first one is our walking lunge. So depending on room, where you're doing this, you could do a stationary lunge, so staying in one spot as you lunge. If you have a hallway or you're outside or a big room, you can do these walking lunges as well. Things we're thinking about on our lunge. When he lunges out, I want his knee tracking over his toe, his chest is upright, and his back knee is kissing the ground. If he does it from the side, we can see it from the side as well. So again, knee is tracking over his toe. You can see the 90-degree angles he's creating here, kissing the knee in the back, chest and torso upright. Right? The next one is going to be our squat jumps. So we're starting in our squat stance. Feet are shoulder width apart. Hips are traveling down and back. Chest is staying up. When he comes out of his squat, he's jumping all the way up. Okay? If he goes to the side, he's going to squat down. Chest is staying up. Hip crease below the knee. Weights in the heels. He's driving up through the squat just enough to get his feet right off the ground in the jump. Right? Moving on to our tuck jumps. This is going to be started with the standing position. He's going to get set up, ready to jump. Hips are going back, hands are going to back. When he jumps, he's going to jump as high as he can and bring his knees to his chest. All right, those are the tuck jumps. So we know that there's a lot of jumping going on in this workout, so if you had some sort of equipment, anything that you could sub for maybe the thruster to switch the squat jumps to a thruster, single arm thruster, to take some of that jumping out. So what this single arm thruster is going to look like, he's got a dumbbell up on his right side in a front rack position. He's going to squat down, and as he stands, he's going to press the dumbbell over the head. You're going to do a considerable amount of reps on one side, say 15. You'll switch arms, do the exact same thing on the other side as well. Nice, Noah. All right, guys, so another way to scale our tuck jumps, since once again we are jumping a lot in this WOD, we want to keep the core portion of the tuck jump. She's going to have a seat on the ground. Hands are going to be slightly behind her. Her legs are going in and out together. Feet are never touching the ground. She's bringing her knees up as close as she can to her chest. And we can scale also the tuck jumps to a seated tuck jump. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's Monday's workout. 5 rounds for time, walking lunge, 50-foot walking lunge, 30 squat jumps, 30 tuck jumps. Have after it. This one's going to be a little bit on the longer end, and lots of jumping. Scale as needed. Remember, log your scores on Wodify, put them on comments, take some video pictures, and share your at-home WOD experience. Get to work.